Hey frienliens, thank you for joining my channel. If you're new here, I am Aileen, also known as Alien. Today we will be learning how to do some crayon techniques. I will be showing you how to do this really cool gradient. I love it so much. And this is my upcoming coloring book. It hasn't been released yet because I have not received the proofs yet. And everything must be perfect before I release this. I picked one of my favorite pages in this book, which is this brain that says shh, for obvious reasons. I overthink a little too much and I need to stop, and coloring helps me a lot with that. I start out by picking out my favorite colors or the colors I want to use. I thought this was really cute. It's called Pink Flamingo. Brains are usually pink, and that's what I went with. I picked out some light pinks, some dark pinks, and then I do some color swatches. That way I know what they'll end up looking like, because you don't really know until you see it on paper. And that's a picture of me in front of the White House. I found it randomly in this notebook. Probably used it as a bookmark or something. At this point, I'm just trying to find a yellow that is a little more coherent with the palette I'm picking. And I don't know, I just look at it, and if it looks right, I pick it. If it looks weird, I don't pick it. And that's pretty much the process I go through. It's not the same process everyone uses, but it's how I do it. This crayon is called macaroni and cheese. I thought that was so cute. I'm just going through all these oranges and yellows, and I didn't really like the way these went together. I wanted to create a kind of like an iridescent effect, and I don't want to do it with neons. I want to create that effect. Typically I use markers, and those are fun. I like how everything looks with markers, but it's kind of hard, for me at least, to do gradients, and I don't like rushing through it. I prefer to take my time and kind of work in the colors. So you want to start off with the lightest color in the palette you pick. So I'm starting with this yellow, and I'm highlighting the parts that would stick out in 3D, in my own imagination, as if the light was coming in from the left side. So the lightest colors are going to be on the left side of this picture. I also start off coloring it very softly and going in one direction, and then going over it in the opposite. So I'll start off like vertically, and then I'll work it in horizontally. And here I'm going in with my lightest pink, which was that Pink Flamingo, and that's just going to be the base color. I don't color over the yellow spots with it, just the empty space. And here I'm using, I think it's red violet or something like that. I'm so sorry, I don't remember what that color was, but it's a darker pink. And I'm doing the edges and where the shadows would be. So I do a dark outline, and then I shade it in softly under that line. I'm just making sure I slowly work in that color, that way you don't get any hard lines or streaking. Around the edges is fine, because I do want that dark effect around like the creases, the little nooks and crannies. And now on the right side of the page, where my light wouldn't be hitting, I do the darker colors, so like the purple or violet, I believe it was. So now I'm working on the purple. I go in one direction horizontally and then vertically, or at an angle, to slowly add and build that color in. Now I'm using orange, and I'm coloring in around the yellow to really bring it all together and create that really cool gradient effect. It looks so pretty. It was one of my favorite parts of coloring this. So in the clip after the orange, I use a white, and I use it all over every part of the brain. What it does is it kind of helps soften the lines, and I color in circular motions. My phone ran out of memory, so it stopped recording. I use a white acrylic marker and highlight the edges of the yellow to create a glossy, reflective effect. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe so you don't miss any tips.